So, coming to the biological controls, which we have discussed in the up to biological controls we have discussed in the previous slide. So, as a result of this quality control in the hot air oven, the biological controls we are using, chemical controls as well as biological controls. In the biological controls, we are placing a paper strips containing 10 raised to 6 spores of Clostridium tetani. This is an anaerobic type of bacteria, gram-positive anaerobic bacteria, and the paper strips containing this 10 raised to 6 spores of this bacteria are placed along with the materials within the hot air oven, and place the strips in the oven along with other materials for the sterilization. Later, culture after the sterilization, we are taking those strips and we are culturing those strips in the thioglycolate broth at 37 degrees Celsius for 5 days. If the growth is present in the media, that is thioglycolate broth, it indicates what? Failure of sterilization. That means the sterilization is not properly conducted and the paper strips containing bacteria are still alive. If no growth is seen, it indicates the sterilization has been performed with good efficiency. No growth is the it indicates the good efficiency of sterilization. Next is about uses as well as or advantages of hot air oven. A dry heat cabinet, it is easy to install. So advantage is it is easy to install and has relatively low operating cost, and the cost of the operation is also very low. And this hot air oven in which the hot air which penetrates the materials very easily, and it is non-toxic and doesn't harm the environment, and it is non-corrosive for the metal and sharp instruments. Non-corrosive. It does not corrode the metals. Now next is about disadvantages. This method is time consuming method because of the slow rate of heat penetration and microbial killing. So this method is a very time consuming method because of the slow rate of heat penetration, because it takes so many time. That is 160 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. Then after attaining this, maintaining the temperature at 1 hour, again the switch off, again so many hours we are waiting. After the 1 hour time is given, for a holding period is given for the hot air oven, then we are switching off. Again we are waiting it for some more couple of hours. I think again 1 more hour we are waiting, then only we are opening. So it is more time consuming, and also because of the slow rate of heat penetration and microbial killing, and heat penetration is very slow compared to the moist heat method, in which the heat the penetration, that is heat penetration, is very high, and also microbial killing is also high compared to the moist heat method, that is using autoclave. Then high temperatures are not suitable for most of the materials. For example, sometimes this rubber corks gets melted, and also at higher temperature this cotton plug which we have plugged within the test tube gets charred. Sometimes a brownish coloration may also occur. So these are the disadvantages. Mainly time consuming is the most important disadvantage. Then different type of hot air ovens are available. There are two different types of hot air ovens. First one is forced air hot air oven, then static air hot air oven. In the forced air hot air oven, it is more effective than the static air hot air ovens. So what is taking place in this forced air hot air oven? This forced air hot air oven, which works by heating the oven and using a fan to move the hot air within the oven, that is around the oven. So this hot air, this helps to prevent the hot air from rising to the top of the oven and keeping the cooler air at the bottom. So it prevents what? Hot air from rising to the top of the oven and keeping the cooler air at the bottom. So the fan keeps the hot air moving around at a consistent temperature throughout the oven. So the fan which is provided, which helps to move this hot air in a consistent temperature. In the case of static hot air oven, this type of oven works by using a heating coil at the bottom of the oven. Here, heating coil is used. The heat rises throughout the oven and takes a longer time to reach the desired temperature. In this method, heat rises from this heating coil placed at the bottom of the oven, and this heat rises throughout the oven. It takes longer time to reach the desired temperature. And also, since the heat is not circulated as with the forced air hot air oven. In this case, the heat, that is hot air, is not circulated as efficient as forced hot air oven, and the temperature is not consistent throughout the oven because lack of fan. The fan in the forced air hot air oven helps in the maintaining consistent temperature, but here in this case, that is static hot air oven, the fan is not available, so the temperature is not maintained consistently. So that's all about hot air oven, mainly principle, definition, procedure, different types, and what are the different types of materials used in the hot air oven. Thank you.